everybody. Sorry I'm a little bit late. Had a little bit of trouble finding my microphone today, but I'm coming to you live, and I am excited to see everybody. Let's see if anybody is coming on today. Don't really see many people quite yet. However, so I just wanted to let you know that right now what we're going to be doing today is I'm going to be taking you around kind of my backyard, a little bit into my neighborhood, and showing you some really cool trees that I happened to find. I went on a small walk yesterday, and I took an app. I put an app on my phone. It's called Picture This. And I took pictures of all of the different types of plants and shrubbery and all that that I saw, and that actually allowed for me to find out a little bit more about those plants. So I have note cards here with all of the different plants that I found, and I'm going to be telling you a little bit about them and what I learned. And it's really kind of cool because you guys can download the app or a similar app and learn about some of the plants in your neighborhood. So the Picture This, I'll put it in the notes at the bottom. Picture This, it is a free for 7-day trial, and then it's a paid app, and then but you get automatic, this is what this is, this is all of the information about it, and that kind of a thing. But there is a free app that if you don't need automatic, this is what it is, there's a free app called iNaturalist, and it actually allows for a larger community of naturalists or amateur people to look at the pictures that you found and identify the plant for you. So that's kind of cool. I'm sure that there are other really cool apps that will help you identify right off the bat, but that's what Picture This is the one that I used to do that. Awesome. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do kind of my wrap up at the beginning this time, just so that I can get out there. Just so you guys know, we've got a patch packet happening today. And we have a patch packet, and it is Pinwheels for Prevention, which is a national child abuse awareness patch. It has a lot of different steps that you can use to get through and make sure that you are out there and helping with raise awareness. As Girl Scouts, we like to make sure that we are advocates for everyone in our communities, and that's one of the ways that you can practice advocacy. So tomorrow we're going to have a longer video with me on the second principle of Leave No Trace. That is traveling and camping on durable surfaces. So I took a really long trail hike yesterday in Cherokee Park, and I'm showing you all of the different kinds of durable and non-durable surfaces that I found there. So pretty exciting. And then on Thursday, you're going to be cooking with Blair again. She is doing the snacks badge. Pretty excited about that. And then we'll do another big wraparound on Friday. But on Wednesday, we're going to be coming back for another sing-along, and that's going to be fun. So in our team huddles with our boss today, we are doing kind of like a themed week. So today was hat day, and tomorrow is going to be pajama day. So I decided that my sing-along is going to be pink pajamas. So I'm excited that you guys are gonna come back and do a sing-along with me. It's one of my favorite songs actually to sing. So without further ado, we are going to go ahead and start looking at all of our really cool trees and all of that. So the first one that I found is actually in my backyard. It is called an American sycamore. So I'm going to see if I can turn this around. Can I do that? Yes. Here we go. So this is the American sycamore in my backyard. Oops, wrong way. If you can tell, it is a very large tree, and the bark is kind of interesting because you have the shaggy bark at the bottom, and then it kind of sloughs off closer to the top, and is kind of a naked tree. And I don't know if you can tell, you can a little bit. Whoop! Uh-oh. There we go. You can kind of tell that there are little balls on the ends of the sticks and the twigs. So those are the seed pods that are part of the tree. So, sorry, my gizmo or my Osmo is just like going crazy. So I gathered some up here to show you what they look like closer together. So this is what it looks like on the outside. Those are the seeds, and what happens is they come off of the pod. I can show you some down here on the ground over here, but they come off and they just float away. And that's what the middle of the seed pod looks like. So when this comes off, you'll see where that just fits in right there. The seeds will come off and float away on the wind, or they get eaten by birds, and that's how this particular tree makes more trees, which is really kind of cool. So next I'm going to turn you guys around, and we are going to be coming over here, and we are going to, let's see if I can, come back to me. Awesome. All right. So the next tree that we are going to be looking at is this really pretty one that's right across from my driveway. Gotta stop, look, and listen, make sure that there's no cars coming. So this you might have seen in the background of some of my other videos, but this one has really pretty buds on it. You might call them red buds, even though they are a little pink. So this is a red bud tree. In later on in the season, this tree is going to get heart-shaped leaves, and I don't know, let's see, here, can you see these little seed pods that are hanging from that tree right there? So those will also start to, we'll get new ones of those, so we'll get young seed pods, but that is how you can tell that this is a red bud tree. The red buds, and then there will be heart-shaped leaves and those seed pods. This particular tree is really awesome because it is the bark that is over there is used in basket weaving. The flowers and new seed pods, so the ones that we see in the tree right now, are not edible, but green new young seed pods and these beautiful pink flowers are actually edible, which is kind of cool. I'm not going to do that because I don't think that's very leave no trace, to actually take it off without having a real reason. But you can find these sometimes in salads and that kind of a thing, which is pretty neat. This is also a pollinator tree. So if you have heard about bumblebees or just bees in general, and our beautiful monarch butterflies and all of the other butterflies, those are pollinators, and they are slowly going extinct. So planting a tree like this is actually helpful so that they can get the nutrients that they need in order to survive, which is really awesome. One last use for this particular tree, if you use the bark, it actually can be distilled down into a red dye, which I think is really cool. So that's something that I didn't know about this particular tree. So the next type of plant that I want to talk to you about is actually everything that is in the screen right now. So this is what is called winter creeper. So all of this is an invasive species that was brought over from China in the 1900s as ornamental shrubbery, just to put around and make it look nice. I mean, it does look nice. It's a very nice, it's a robust and a great greenery. However, the problem is that it has now started to just blossom everywhere, and that can be a problem because if you can tell, kind of up in here, do you see all of the roots that are kind of strangling everything else along the path? That's what this particular type of plant does. It just completely takes over and makes sure that no other plants can really live here. So this is an invasive species. This wonderful tree, it's pretty awesome. I love this one. This one is called a southern magnolia. So it has beautiful flowers. It has these wonderfully shiny oval leaves. And in a few weeks, we will see, if you can see under here, this right here, that will blossom into a beautiful white flower. And those serve as, again, another pollinator tree for insects. So insects usually, some of the pollinators, they will go into hibernation, and so some come out of hibernation a little bit earlier than others, and this particular tree is for those early risers. So the early risers get the magnolia blossom. So this is actually a tree that is in heavily in the southern culture, so mostly because it was originally found in North Carolina, in the Alabama area, down in Mississippi, and so this is heavily in that southern culture, and it signifies the passing from generation to generation, because these can live for a very long time. So that's all of the ones that are right around here. So I'm going to go ahead and put me back in frame. And so we are going to now go on and do a little bit more. Oh, it's getting a little weird. All right. So I want to know what kinds of, oh my goodness. My asthma doesn't like it when I get too crazy. So, awesome. So, I want to know what kinds of stuff that you guys have in your backyards. I want you to go out and look and find out, and then, comment on here. Come back and comment and let me know what you found when you did your walk around your neighborhood. So, getting out in your neighborhood, walking around can really help around this time. So this one is honeysuckle. So if you look in on this, this is a flowering bush. You can see all of the little buds that are coming up, and they will turn into white flowers that will then turn yellow as the summer progresses, and then turn into little red berries, which is really kind of cool. So when I was little, I used to come and pick the flowers off of this kind of bush and bite off the back and then suck out the nectar from the back of the flower. We want to make sure that we're leaving that nectar for all of our pollinators. But it is an edible bush, which is kind of cool. But the red berries that come up after the honeysuckle is done, if you eat happen. So we're going to be coming up here a little bit farther. I've got two more to show you. One I walked past and I was like, what kind of tree is that? It's a flowering tree. Had never seen it before, but definitely it was kind of cool, and I was just like, I've been living in my neighborhood for a while, but I've never actually seen it flower and then grow fruit. So I'm kind of wondering if I just didn't notice or if I accidentally got the wrong identification. So let's make sure nobody's coming. All right. So this is the pear tree that's in my neighborhood. Woo! So I don't know if you can tell. You can see, oh, yep. You can see those beautiful white flowers. This is a pollinator. Again, always love seeing those in your neighborhood. Let's get back on me. Let's get back on me. Oh no. What happened? This is a pollinator. It grows small edible fruit. The seeds, though, if you ingest those can turn to a poison in your stomach, which I thought was kind of interesting, but not something that I'm probably going to do. I'm not going to eat the pears that come from this tree. However, I am going to check back because it's supposed to have fruit in August or September. So let's check to make sure I can cross the road. And I've got one more to show you guys, which it was kind of crazy because I was, just walking down the street, and then I looked to my left and there was this beautiful, beautiful flowering tree. And it is gorgeous and I'm really excited, and it's right here on the left. Let me get my notes to where they need to be, and then I will show you guys this beautiful tree. It kind of reminds me of a willow tree, but it's a flowering tree. Look at how beautiful that is. That is just gorgeous. Look at these beautiful blossoms. It's just gorgeous. So this is a hall crab apple tree. It is also a pollinator tree. Yesterday I came by and there were bees buzzing everywhere around it, and I was really excited because I always like to hear that. You can see that, I don't know if you can see, but there's a really pretty bird hanging out, right there. Awesome. Right in the middle of the screen. They really like this. So this grows small apples, and people kind of are worried because it might get a little messy with all of these beautiful petals dropping, but it's not too bad. So I want you to look at the actual. Can it get? nice and focused on that. Yeah. So if you look at the actual flower, what does that remind you of? Have you ever turned an apple over and looked at the bottom? Well, that's what that is. So everything that you see, all of these little pieces, those are all the bottoms of the apple, because the bottom of the flower is what grows into the fruit, which I think is really cool. So yeah, you know, flowers are not just something pretty to look at. It's also something that can really can give us food, which is really cool. So that's all that I have for you today. I'm excited that you guys stayed with me and watched a little bit. Let me know what you want to learn. Give me a shout out. I see that Mia was here. I'm pretty excited that she came through. Let me know, even if you aren't with us, you know, right now, let me know that you watched the video. I'll give you a shout out at the next one. And so join me tomorrow for the Pink Pajama Song. All right, bye guys.